It's Luke and Naomi.
Happy episode 74.
We're back.
Luke Austin, Naomi Lynn. I realized recently that I do not say who we are on the podcast.
I feel like it's a given, though. You should know who we are.
It's labeled.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff. And if you're, but like if you're brand new out there, say, you just stumble across us and, you're from
But it's
somewhere
called
else.
Luke and Naomi.
Yeah. But I mean, still, Luke Austin, Naomi Lynn. Hello.
Hi.
We're married, if you don't know.
That's right,
If you're listening in somewhere in Idaho or Washington or just a different state, I don't know why those are the first two that popped in my head, but they are.
Okay.
Luke Austin, Naomi Lynn. How about that? I just thought of that the other day. Episode 74, we got a good one. Ocean's 11. I'm looking forward to. I love the Ocean's movies. I really, really do. I'm going to do the thing where I can't see Naomi's reaction to what I'm saying now. So I had
I'm
no idea.
working on my poker face. You should look.
Well, it's fitting for Ocean's 11 too. So nailed that right there. So I'm hoping that she dug Ocean's 11. So we'll find that out.
We'll see.
Coming up in a little bit. We're coming out of my birthday weekend.
That's right.
I cannot believe we're even recording after, celebrating my birthday. We usually have a little extra fun.
That's right.
We did.
Go all out.
We did, but it wasn't that bad. So we're able to. We were able to actually watch a movie and pay attention to it yesterday.
Yeah, and actually stay on our schedule and all of that. We're just getting so old.
Right, with each birthday.
Old.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was cool though. In Wilmington, if you don't know, they have the big Azalea Fest weekend every year. It's huge. We were joking about it at work that it's so big that they're able to tell the DOT and the crews working on the bridge, you have to have that done and open by Azalea Fest weekend.
Yeah.
And then they did.
Yes,
which is
they did.
Unheard of.
Oh, of course, because everybody knows if there's a sign on the highway that says this project is going to be done by fall of 2024, you laugh and you go, maybe spring of 26.
We'll see about that. Yeah, that's basically your thoughts.
But this project on the bridge, they got the one side done.
Yeah, and fully opened for this weekend, which is, and it's not a miracle. It's just the power of the money behind the Azalea Fest here.
That's right.
In Wilmington, which is, it's still a cool weekend. There's a bunch of great performances. Some big national headliners. T-Pain, I think Chase Rice is another one. Alex Highsmith, who's he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, is from Wilmington, so he was in town doing some stuff. They actually proclaimed April 6th, which is my birthday, Alex Highsmith Day in town. And I was like, well, we'll see about that.
I was going to say, how do you feel about that one?
Give me a couple of years. I'll be taking it back, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I'll work on it. We'll see how big we can get Luke and Naomi on air. How about that?
That's right.
So that was fun. And there was also this thing called the alt-azalea Fest, which was a bunch of bands around town.
68 of them.
68. I didn't even count.
Yeah,
there was
68
just
of them.
So many. Impossible to see them all, but it was a ton of free live music.
Yeah, and they were playing at these different breweries and venues, and it was all mostly walking distance. I mean, we walked everywhere to
in
all
one
these
district.
places. Yes, it was so cool, and each group, kind of had their own sound, their own feeling. So you'd go from this surfer rock kind of music to some folky music to some music festival jam music. It was just really awesome.
It was really cool. Great way to spend a birthday. The weather was nice. So
it was beautiful.
That was fantastic. But the big news of the last week or two, I don't even know how long this news has been out. Do you know they're making a second Happy Gilmore?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I
don't know how I feel about that.
Well, especially because there's been some Happy Gilmore family deaths. Bob Barker passed away.
Chubbs.
And most recently, Carl Weathers. Yeah, and then most recent Joe Flaherty, the heckler.
Okay,
Jackass, that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he just passed away last week. So Adam has just announced that they're going to remake the movie, and he's working on bringing as many of the main cast back. Shooter McGavin is definitely confirmed.
I can see that.
You gotta have, and I mean they go back and forth on Twitter all the time, and I'm
yep.
sure the guy would love to make another movie. But Adam was on the Dan Patrick Show recently, and said he's gonna find a way to honor all of them.
Oh, cool!
And he's hoping to bring Drew Carey on to replace Bob Barker. There's a tribute to Bob Barker, and The Price is Right, and all of that.
Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, what if he gets Howie Mandel? because he says that line about, oh, you get that all the time on Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah, that's great. That'd be a great idea, too.
Yeah.
Bring them both in, confuse them.
That's right.
And then he says they're going to find a way to honor, Joe Flaherty and Carl Weathers. And, well, I mean, that's how he wants to honor Bob.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but either way, Happy Gilmore 2 coming at us.
So, are they planning on just remaking the movie, or is it going to be a little different?
No, it's a sequel.
Okay.
It's just a sequel. So, we'll see what happened to Happy and his Subway deal. I wonder if everything falls through when Jared went down.
Possibly. Maybe he starts a deal with like Taco Bell or something.
I imagine he's going to have blown through all his money and has to get back out and play again, or that's
maybe it's the start of his hockey career.
That's right. He'll get into hockey somehow.
That's right.
That would be crazy, right? So yeah, Happy Gilmore 2. I was wondering if you knew about that. So
no, I didn't.
One set of films that Naomi definitely has seen pretty much all of is Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah,
so
I've seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
take
all of them.
From that information what you may.
Yeah.
So I saw this thing. We like the crazy jobs, and I joke around when we read it. A couple of these every now and then.
Is this one of those where like you get paid really good money to have like a really fun job? I don't know if I could handle hearing this right now.
So we joke around every now and then. I don't want to tell anybody about this or whatever. This actually isn't a job. It's a one-off type thing.
Okay.
But free vacation. How about that? That's how we'll dive into this. Princess Cruises is launching a $1 billion ship, which is probably the smallest of the new ships to hit the oceans.
I was going to say, like, that doesn't actually sound that crazy.
Between Carnival and Royal Caribbean, some of the things that they're floating around out there, it's just almost terrifying. Anyway, Sun Princess from Princess Cruises, and they want to know what you think of their onboard casino. So basically, they are going to pay somebody to take a cruise, all expenses paid, and then give you money to test out their casino.
Oh, I could handle that.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And again, I joke all the time when we do these. Like, I don't know if I want to read this. I'm not even sure if the deadline's passed because I just read this over the weekend, and I was like, oh, I got to remember this. So, yeah, they're offering one person and a guest an all expenses paid 1 week cruise to test the casino and report back about the experience. So you get free food and drinks, and a $500 stipend to spend at the casino, along with an additional $500 for a free cruise allowance. But let's be honest, that's going to the drink package.
Right.
But still, so basically everything's paid for, and here's $500 to gamble. It doesn't say in here if you get to keep your winnings, but I'm sure you would. Why not?
I don't know. Read that fine print.
That's right.
Because maybe not.
Everything you lose, you have to pay them double.
That's right.
How about that?
That's how they get you.
Yeah, so they just want you to rate, and this is almost sounds made up, but they just want you to rate the casino on a scale of 0 to 10 on different criteria. So basically, you just got a little checklist.
Yeah.
You don't have to write no essays, all of that stuff. You don't have to do social media and try to create content or anything. You get 0 to 10 game variety, betting limits, atmosphere, staff, food and drinks, and support services, including customer service.
The more we read about these crazy vacations and jobs and all of that, I'm going to just start applying to all of them.
So there is a link. You might be able to find it at casino.org. That's all the information I have. Or maybe I'm withholding it.
I'm going to go look for this.
But apparently, you just need to be able to take a cruise in October or November. And I mean, for that...
Even if I can't, I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Absolutely.
I'm calling in sick every day for 10 days.
But of all the crazy...
Yeah, I'm still sick, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Of all the crazy weird jobs. Like that one, first of all, seems almost realistic. Because it's just a cruise. It's not like they're going to pay you, $50,000 a week or something.
And that room could probably have gone empty anyways. So it's not like they're losing any money.
Yeah.
They're losing the $500 to get you to play in the casino.
Hopefully, though, you can at least get a balcony because I can't imagine. We've only done the one, and I loved the balcony because it's just, outdoors and away from people in your own space.
But if you're getting a free cruise, it'll be fine.
I'd still be picky. You're
terrible.
About it. I gotta, I like that own outdoor space. It's nice. No. All right. So we've been doing this in a weird order lately, which is fine because who cares, honestly. But the question for next week, I think, might end up being this. If you could take your non-dominant hand and replace it with a robot hand, but then you get to choose what gadget is on that robot hand. First of all, would you do it? And,
Probably, yes.
And what gadget would you choose? Now, before you answer and say bottle opener or corkscrew, this went down on the internet and 1,000 people voted, but they gave you 5 options. So here are the options. Are you ready? A flashlight in the palm, an integrated smartphone with touchscreen, powered screwdrivers on your fingertips. So I imagine each fingertip is a different bit, something like that.
Okay.
Retractable claws like Wolverine, which, while awesome, are extremely impractical. But
and dangerous.
I don't think as an X-Men and Wolverine fan, I could turn them down, like just on general principle.
What if you get scared and like slice someone's face off?
Right. Impractical is
very impractical.
You know what I mean?
If you vote for that one, I'm judging you.
But then
just so
you
know,
to be able to pop those claws every now and then, like Wolverine, and you scare the bejesus out of somebody if you need
including yourself.
I know, and so it's only one.
Oh my gosh!
It's only one hand, which helps, take away from it a little bit, I guess, for me. But then the 5th option is super strong grip. So flashlight, smartphone, screwdrivers on the fingertips, retractable claws like Wolverine, or super strong grip.
The flashlight one is the stupidest one on there.
It kind of, I don't know. I think smartphone's pretty dumb too. Like we could come up with some better ones.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably could.
Although I'm absolutely blanking right now.
At first I was like, okay, cool, because my right hand can't do anything and it's useless. So yeah, put a robot arm in there. And the first thing I thought of was, oh my gosh, as long as that robot, can't be connected to any AI or anything like that where I have to worry about losing control over my arm.
Start choking yourself.
Yeah, I don't trust the situation anymore.
iRobot. You do go straight to,
Listen,
the negative with any technology.
Hang on. I said at first, yeah, I think I would do this. And then I changed my mind. So it wasn't the first thing that I went to.
It's not AI. It's just tech. It's just tech.
Just tech?
It's just tech.
Well, probably the grip strength there.
The super strong grip?
Yeah. Then I can hang from something really crazy
that's
and
right,
be fine.
That's about all you could do is hang from things or break things with your hand, because it's not like you'd be able to pick stuff up, because then you need the rest of the body's strength. So it's not like you're getting super strength. It's just the grip.
That and, if you've got that much strength in your hand, you can probably change your own tire without needing anything.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Just crank the lugs off. You don't even need the screwdriver fingertips.
I got it. I'm good. Yeah.
I
think that's what I'd go with. Yeah.
I would have to at least go, some sort of multi-tool on the fingertips. Like one is like a USB end, and then, one's still a screwdriver.
So you're over there charging your phone to your hand?
You charge the arm, Just stick the pinky in the thing, and there you go. You don't like it?
No.
All right. Maybe I go with the claws. But anyway, I think that is going to be next week's question.
Okay.
Is your non-dominant hand is replaced by a robotic hand, robo hand. What gadget do you include? How about a helicopter-like Inspector Gadget? Because I can't go jetpack. You can't just turn one arm into it. I guess you. Anyway, a helicopter-like Inspector Gadget.
So you just lift up your hand and then blades come out and you can fly now?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like something you would do.
Where's
Uncle Jetpack? Because, he's going to agree with that one on you.
We may have a winner, gang. I think we got a winner there. Never mind the Wolverine claws. Give me the helicopter.
I would rather you have the helicopter than the Wolverine claws.
Lightsaber.
I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing you thought of.
Like lightsaber. Got it. Or helicopter. I don't know. That's hard to...
You've got to decide. You have to pick one. You don't get to pick both.
All right. So what do you want? What's your robo hand gadget? Your robo hand gadget. How about that? I like it. That sounds good. Speaking of the answers and junk from last week, we were talking about how we splurged on a very expensive bottle of beer.
Yeah. And a good bottle of beer.
We wanted to know what's something you'll splurge on just for yourself. We got a couple of interesting answers, including a couple of 8-balls from Dallas.
Oh, really?
Just was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
But
hey, whatever floats your boat. I ain't here to judge.
What you do at your house on the weekends, hopefully on the weekends and not at work, but it's another question altogether. Bitch and Dan says camping. Lots and lots of money worth every dime.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, splurging on the camping.
The man loves to camp, and you should see his bar.
Yes.
Absolutely. Leslie says a very expensive dinner if it's worth it.
Cool. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I like when we get those opportunities where it's like, hey, we're going to spend a lot more on dinner than we normally do, but we're going to get dressed up. It's going to be like a whole event. And then it's a fun time. We did that for New Year's Eve this past year. Yeah. We went to a restaurant that had like one of those fixed menus.
Oh, the prefixed menu. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And then it was what, 4 or 5 courses. And it was phenomenal. It was such a great experience. And we were there for like 2 hours.
And then the other day we went to Taco Bell and got just tacos.
I don't want to talk about how much we spent at
the
Taco
highs.
Bell.
I wasn't going to bring up how much. I was just the highs and lows. You know what I mean?
But listen, we splurged on that this weekend too. Let's be honest.
There you go.
Here. We splurged on Taco Bell and beer.
I sure could go for 100 tacos right now.
Yeah, it's
Naomi's
fine.
like, I see your 100 and raise you 2 burritos.
And a cantina bowl. It's all
Cantina
good.
bowl.
And a Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
Some Fiesta potatoes.
Let's see here. What else we got? Wrong mouse. I'm running on 2 computers now.
Yeah, Luke's got 2 computers over there. Like.
Yeah, if you were with us when we were in New Mexico and I had the horrible laptop that I needed a nickname for, we ended up coming up with Khan as the nickname so I could holler. If that was Khan, this one is Spock because it's amazing.
Perfect.
It's my new laptop and I love it. So then Brandy might have the best answer of the week on all this. She says, I just spent $130 on a Tom Felton autographed EP vinyl. She says, makes me sick to pay that for 2 freaking songs, but it's supposed to be hand autographed by him, and I'm a huge Harry Potter Tom Felton fan. She says, one of my dogs are even named Draco.
Ah, okay.
Which is just Tom Felton, of all people, Brandy. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe.
Listen.
Rupert Grint or whatever, but Tom Felton?
Whatever floats your boat,
That's an odd choice.
No.
And in case she doesn't hear this, the next time we see her, I am going to
let her know.
Of all the Harry Potter people, that's the one you're obsessed with?
You're so mean.
All right. But
so mean.
Some fun answers. You can keep them coming, too. We want to know what's something you'll splurge on just for yourself. And like I said, the new question for this week, your non-dominant hand.
Robo arm.
What's your robo gadget? Your non-dominant hand, non-dominant, too. So you still got, I'm right-handed. I can still write normal. But then over here, I got a sword or something like that.
You got something better than what you have now.
Do I want helicopter? Wolverine claws?
Think about it. You got a whole week to decide.
I'm deep in thought over here about this. So check that out. Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook. Of course, also Spotify and YouTube. If you're listening there, you can drop your answer right there as usual.
Yeah.
All right. Now the fun stuff. I wish I could get that bass line from Ocean's 11 going on, but do you want to hit the fake button?
Sure.
All right. All right. Very responsible.
Yeah, I didn't want to go crazy with the
very
button today.
reserved.
I didn't feel like it.
Button press of today. Very smooth, like Ocean's 11.
Smooth.
All right. Naomi Lynn's Under a Rock review of Ocean's 11. Take it away.
All right. So we have Mr. Ocean. He has just been released from prison.
Mr. Ocean.
Mr. Ocean.
I love your crazy nicknames for everybody.
Oh,
refuse to call Falcor a never-ending story.
So throughout this entire review, Danny Ocean is just referred to as Ocean. I don't remember Matt Damon's character, so his name is Matt throughout this. Well, it's Matt.
It's Matt Damon.
And a whole bunch of other people are just the computer guy and this other guy and all of that.
This is the fun of Naomi's Under a Rock review, if you've never heard one, is Naomi's labeling of each character, who she's going to holler at or scold. I'm interested to see if that comes up in this one. But the names, like half the time we'll have the actual character names. Then part of it is like the actor name or things like the computer guy or the jerk.
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I'm excited. There's 11 of them, so we'll see. We'll see what we got.
I definitely don't mention all 11. Let me tell you that. Okay, so we have Mr. Ocean. He's just been released from prison. He heads to Atlantic City, plays some cards. He calls, I don't know, maybe his like case manager, parole officer, whoever it is, someone that he's got to check in with, and says, you know, he's been staying out of trouble and he wouldn't dream about leaving the state. And next thing we know, he's in California. He's dropping in on a friend in his card game. After the card game, he tells his friend he's got this plan. He wants to get a crew together and rob 3 casinos. I mean, bam, right into the story right off the bat. I'm like, cool, I like that, because otherwise these stories don't really hold my attention if they take too long to get into what they're actually going to be doing. This one, no, not going to waste any time. Within the first, 11 minutes of the movie,
Ocean's 11.
Yeah. It's almost like I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I don't think you could have if you tried.
We know what's going to happen. They're going to go and try to rob 3 casinos. So then we get to meet all the people that they want to be in their crew. I do not spend any time jumping into this.
You don't label the crew at all? So you didn't want to shout out the young actors in the card scene either. Did you recognize any of them?
Yeah, the one guy, isn't he? Yeah, that one guy.
That's great. Naomi's under a rock reviews for a reason.
One of the guys is he seems kind of nerdy and all that. He's in National Treasure, isn't he?
No.
Oh, come on. Okay, well then I don't know.
Topher Grace from 70s Show is the one that walks in with Brad Pitt.
Okay.
And then Joshua Jackson is maybe who you're thinking of.
I don't know who that is.
But you're 10 years off of that guy. Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek and Mighty Ducks and
I don't
stuff
know who
like that is the other one. And then I forget the names of the other ones because they weren't that big.
There's a whole bunch of big names in this movie, and
sure is.
I don't know a lot of them. I know a handful of them. But no, I did not spend any time diving deep into all of these characters that we meet here.
So
you'll have to watch the movie.
That's right.
And see it for yourself, because the way the movie describes each character in itself is very well done, and I would have just butchered it anyways. So George Clooney and Ben Affleck, they seem to be the ringleaders.
Brad Pitt.
Yes. Ben Affleck. What the hell?
Because Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's his fault.
It's Matt Damon's fault. Now we're Jimmy Kimmel. Here we go.
They seem to be the ringleaders in all of this. But they gather their team and they meet at this guy Ruben's house to discuss the heist and to see who's in and who's out. Again, didn't dive into all the characters, but Matt Damon, they got in Illinois, and he's
Chicago,
a pickpocketer kind of dude. They've got this computer guy that can
do computers.
Yeah, do computers. They've got this other guy that's got an accent. I don't know. He blows things up.
Don Cheadle.
Okay, that guy.
He's War Machine.
Okay, my bad.
You didn't recognize War Machine with a bad British accent?
I didn't recognize anybody. I just said Ben Affleck. Okay, so.
Didn't recognize War Machine. Come on.
All right, so we got this guy, Terry Benedict. He's the one who owns the 3 casinos. We find out that he's been messing around with Ocean's ex-wife. So they ask him if that's the reason why that he's hitting these specific casinos. And he's like, well, not entirely. But, you know. So they end up building a replica of the casino vault. And they've staked members of the team at the casino to kind of watch and take notes. Basically prepare for this heist. Because they have 2 weeks to work out all the details. So Ocean runs into his ex-wife on purpose at one of the restaurants in the casino while she's waiting for Terry. They have a little bit of this exchange before Terry shows up. And then once he's there, Ocean excuses himself. They go back to planning the heist.
You do know who the wife is, right?
Roberts.
Julia Roberts.
Yes.
Well done.
Whew, I feel get a little sweaty there.
It's
Pressure's
like a Spanish
on.
test for you,
Oh, it really is. It's
Oh my
worse.
goodness, that's
It's it's Chinese, and I don't know what any of the symbols are or anything.
If
and
it was Sandra Bullock, you would have known who it is.
Oh, I absolutely would have. Yes. Okay, so Ocean ends up getting kicked off the team because this casino is now going to be watching for him. And now Matt is going to be the trigger man. He's going to be the one to pull this off.
Just say Damon, maybe? You're not going to be able to because you wrote it all down.
Yeah. It's going to be Matt. So Matt has to pose as this like gambling commissioner, so he can get up close to the vault and to Terry,
the Nevada Gaming Commission guy.
Yeah. So Matt says the casino is employing a criminal who happens to be Frank, who is
the legendary and late Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac, yes, I knew that one.
I missed Bernie Mac. I forgot how much I missed Bernie Mac until I see this.
That was such a good scene too.
Where they're in the interrogation room?
Yeah, and he's basically, calling Matt a cracker and all of this kind of stuff and accusing him of racism. And
Damon plays the weaselly, like, trying to run away from him and timid and all that. He just does it so well.
It's so well done, yeah.
You better watch him. You better tell him.
But anyways, Matt says the casino is employing a criminal. Like I said, that's Frank. It gets weird because Frank accuses them of racism. And anyway, like it just gets weird, and Terry and Matt end up leaving, and you can tell like Terry's just like over this. Like, I've got places to be. Like, this is kind of getting ridiculous right now. But Matt says, I forgot my pager, and runs back to go get it. And Terry isn't really worried about this, but probably should have went back with him. Just saying. Yeah.
Meantime, it's fight night. They've got the big Vegas fight going down. Lennox Lewis, and I forget who the other guy was. Probably a Klitschko or something like that. And, so he's got to get to his date with Tess and go do all the glad handing and stuff like that. And they've pulled him right completely away and thrown him off of his whole routine.
Yes. So anyways, like he's going back to the fight night. Ocean gets spotted in the casino. So one of Terry's like bouncer guys, I don't know.
Two of them, yeah.
Well, they pull him aside. They put him in a room. Another guy shows up to like beat the crap out of him. But apparently they already know each other. So this big dude actually helps Ocean, helps him get out of the room, and then continues to like throw himself around. So it sounds like he's still beating up on Ocean.
Oh, yeah. So they paid him off. They like just like everybody else throughout the whole movie. You know how they got the one tech guy's key card that they could get in and everything. So they're just paying everybody off.
Which worked,
That's right.
Then we see the guys monitoring the casino floor. They get distracted, so the computer guy that's a part of the heist is able to put in their own recording to the monitors, so no one actually knows what's actually, going on the screens because it's all pre-recorded. So then another one of the heist guys. Yes. Cuts power to the city.
That would be just Don Cheadle as Basher, yeah.
Yeah. Basher. Like, do they ever actually say Basher?
Several times.
On. I missed it. Every single one of those
when
times.
They meet him. Like, hey, Basher, how you been?
Well, Bull. I'm calling Bull. I'm going to go back and watch this movie. That's not going to be the first thing they say to him. No way.
They identify him as Basher in the scene before where he's not even in it. Basher's in town, they say.
Well, I'm not really good with paying attention to the names.
Oh, man.
I'll work on it. But especially this one. Like, there's way 11. Too many. There's too many, And especially, I don't know which ones we're going to stay in for the long haul, I didn't know how this heist movie was going to go down.
Ocean's 11. There's 11 of them.
I figured half of them were going to end up dead,
Wow.
Heist movie.
All right.
Okay?
Sure.
So why would I keep their names? Who cares? They're going to be dead.
Cannon fodder.
Just, All right. Anyways,
Basher. How heist movies have you been watching?
Basher cuts power to the city for like 30 seconds. He's got this electromagnetic thing, that again sends out this wave, cuts power to the city. It's only like 30 seconds, but apparently that's all the time they need.
That's right.
Power goes out. Terry and Tess are at the fight.
It's just bedlam.
Matt and Ocean break into the vault, and they already have a friend inside the vault. I don't know his name either. He's an acrobat.
The amazing Yen.
Yeah. That guy. He's already in the vault. He hid in one of the containers that they usually do the change in because he's small enough and he's an acrobat and can do that. So then
he's the
Rusty.
grease man.
Yes. Then Rusty, who was earlier not Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt, calls Terry and tells him that he's being robbed. But when Terry gets to the monitors, he sees that everything is fine. But then the monitors switch and Terry sees that they're robbing him.
Right.
So Rusty offers him a deal. Help them carry out half the money, and he can keep the other half. Otherwise, they're going to blow up all of the money, and everyone's going to find out that he lost like $160 million. Terry ends up calling 911, and a SWAT team arrives. And Terry actually, at the same time, is agreeing to Rusty's demands, even though he has already called the police. The SWAT team bust in. They bust into the vault, and all the money explodes. And on top of that, the van that drove away with like half the money, supposedly half the money, that explodes too. So at this point, all the money is gone, or so we think.
Right.
But when Terry goes into the vault to check out the situation, he finds out that it wasn't money that exploded. It was a bunch of flyers with like hookers on them. So the SWAT team wasn't an actual real SWAT team. It was the team pulling off the heist. And they walked away with the money.
Boom.
Yeah. So Ocean makes his way back to the room where he was getting beat up because he's not done yet. Terry meets him in there because he's like, I know you had some part of this. And Ocean's just basically, what the hell are you talking about?
Nah, man, I've been getting my ass kicked.
That's right. Ocean does say, though, I know some guys that could help you get the money back. You just have to give up Tess. And, of course, Terry agrees because $160 million,
Yeah.
Of course, she ends up seeing this from one of the channels in her hotel room. She gets a call, and they're like, turn on channel 88. And she's like, okay, whatever. And it's like the camera footage of this happening.
Closed-circuit TV,
Yeah. So Terry ends up calling the police because, well, Ocean violated his parole. He's in a completely different state. Ocean goes back to jail, but when he gets out, Tess and Rusty are waiting there to pick him up. The end.
The end.
The end.
All right. The end.
The end.
Just zip right through that heist.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. There's so much going on in a heist movie. It is either write down everything to what point that you just watch it yourself. Or try to summarize it. But the problem was, as I was summarizing part of these situations, I realized, this part isn't important. This part actually isn't a big deal with the heist. Like when Ocean is there talking with Tess before Terry shows up. I thought that was going to have a more important impact.
I mean, it kind of did.
At that point, I thought it was going to show us that Tess is actually a part of this heist.
Oh.
And then as the movie goes on, it's like, no. So that is the downfall of trying to summarize and write up a heist movie plot there.
Especially this one, because there's so many moving parts, and this is one of those where when you go back and watch it, it's almost like a Fight Club situation or Sixth Sense,
where you see more.
Yeah, when you go back, you realize it's like, oh wow, like there's a scene where Basher, Don Cheadle, is
Basher, who's that? He wasn't in the movie.
Where he's like sitting in a hotel room. I think it's where he's watching the building get demolished, but he's actually crafting the green gems that they deliver to the vault that hold the explosives to help them blow the vault. Like, it's just so crazy. They show...
Which I never mentioned that part, too, by the way.
Of blowing the vault?
Well, that and the gems that needed to be put into the vault and that whole situation. I don't even remember that guy's name. Number 9.
Saul.
Yeah.
That's great.
9 out of 11 there. Saul, who passes out, and they pretend to call in a doctor, and no, he didn't make it, and all of that kind of stuff. There's just so many moving parts to this movie.
That's right.
Granted, I will take responsibility. I should have definitely paid more attention to names and what each character's
specialty
was. Yes.
So, I could have given you a notebook or something like that, but that's probably how you would have had to do it. It's just like actually like sketch this out or something like that. So
connect the dots and all of that.
It is cool. It was so great when it first came out. Like, it was kind of not mind-blowing, but it was just so cool.
Let me just say, from that description and this review and all of that, it just means that you have to watch it for yourself.
That's right.
And if you have seen it, then you knew what I was talking about as I went through all this craziness.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The whole point to the whole thing is, if you've seen it, relive your first watch through Naomi's eyes.
I don't know if you can really relive that one, though.
If you've never seen it, should you?
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of neat to watch you kind of figure out. Okay, so it looks like they blew up the money, and then all this other stuff is going on, and
oh no, it's just flyers about hookers.
All right. Anything else about it you want to add? Anything that we missed, you wanted to get in there but forgot, or I interrupted you?
No, it was just it wasn't what I expected.
All right. Well, did you like it?
I did like it.
All right. Good. That's good. I'm glad because it as I'm watching it, I'm going, this is kind of like one of my favorite movies. Not top 5 or anything like that, but I do love Ocean's 11. It's just great. What did you know about it going in?
Not a lot. Heist movie. That's about it.
You didn't know Don Cheadle was in it, that's for sure.
No, I did not know that. And couldn't keep any of the other actors correct anyway.
So did you know that this was as stacked a cast as it was?
No.
So you didn't even know that part?
No.
Wow, okay, cool. That's interesting. And
I knew like George Clooney was like the main guy.
But I wanted to, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, all of that.
No.
The Mormon twins there, that's Casey Affleck is the skinny one, and the other one is Scott Conn. So Casey Affleck is Matt Damon's brother. Look, I did it. That's great.
Maybe that's where I got
brother,
Affleck
Casey,
from.
And Jimmy Cahn's kid, Scott Conn, are in that. Elliot Gould. Everybody else. It's a crazy, crazy cast, which is just insane. What were your thoughts going in?
I didn't really have a lot. I was just kind of hoping that I would like the movie. And action movies usually aren't my top choices, and I was, again, hoping that it would keep my attention span throughout the movie, which it did very well. Like I said, in the first 11 minutes of the movie, you find out that they're going to rob 3 banks. And throughout the whole thing, the story is so fast-paced. It's very enjoyable. It does move
well, right?
Yes.
It is pretty good.
It doesn't lag anywhere.
What surprised you about Ocean's 11?
That not all the people died. Like, nobody died.
So...
It's a heist movie. There's death in those movies.
What heist movie have you seen?
I don't know. It's an action movie. You have 11 people. You have 11 people. That means you have people to spare.
I would argue that heist movies are not exactly action movies. Like, in the sets, like, heist movies can be action movies.
Right.
But
I get that.
Not all heist movies are action movies.
I get that. But still, I expected more death.
We thought you were watching Heat with Val Kilmer and I think Al Pacino or something like that. There's another one. There's an action movie for you. That one set some records and stuff. So that surprised you that nobody died.
I figured half the team wasn't going to make it out. They said it's the most dangerous thing that they're going to do,
But the danger is getting arrested.
I would assume that if somebody sees you trying to steal all that money, they're just going to shoot.
Well, I mean, they did make it sound like Terry Benedict is very vengeful.
Yeah.
So, you'll have to watch Ocean's 12 to find out what happened. Let's see. Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger?
Oh, probably wouldn't really care for it if I saw it when I was younger. Less
attention span?
Yep.
Not into worrying about the puzzle and all of that stuff? Yeah, I get it. What was your favorite part?
I think when we find out that Danny Ocean is still a part of the team, even though after they said that he was
when he
couldn't be a part of it.
Linus, Matt Damon in the elevator.
Yes.
Scares the shit right out of him. That's great.
That's a good scene. A lot of the again, had a couple of like small one-liners throughout.
There's some good stuff.
Yeah. We know how much I like those. So,
absolutely.
A lot of the dialogue that was like that I enjoyed.
Clooney and Pitt are pretty good, right?
Yes.
Like I enjoy them, and then you throw in Matt Damon too, and the 3 of them are just fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What was your least favorite part?
Least favorite part? Trying to remember everybody's name.
That's good. Then you definitely liked it.
Listen, there was like, that was like the homework part of it.
That's right.
I don't like that.
11 guys' names. I
That's
probably
too many.
could if I had to, but I don't have to, so I'm not gonna.
See, it's tough.
Would you recommend it to someone else who hasn't seen it?
Yes.
So you run into somebody talking about it. Oh, you should definitely watch it. That's what you would say, right?
And then tell me the names of everybody.
That's right. That's right. Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Watch it again and try to piece it together and all that stuff, right?
That's right.
You'll notice the pine tree air freshener that they show at least once before the main heist. It's the air freshener that's hanging in the SWAT truck. So they show like the guys coming into the garage where they have the set built and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like in the, they do the zoom thing where like it's close to you and you kind of see the air freshener, but then it just zooms in on them real quick.
Yeah.
You don't realize. And then at the end when they're in the SWAT truck pulling away, they give it like a good shot of that air freshener. So it's like, doesn't even make sense the first time you see it, but after when you watch it, it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff. I like that. You're going to stop and watch it if it's on TV?
Possibly. Probably.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And are you happy you watched it?
Yes.
All right, then we got to tack on interested in any of the sequels.
I think so.
Except for the fact that you got to add more people for each episode.
Yeah. Do they actually? So
Ocean's
12 is 12 people?
I don't know if you could count them as 12, possibly. Just more people get involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They bring in Eddie Izzard. Julia Roberts has more of a role. Catherine Zeta-Jones is in the second one.
Okay.
There's some other people, too. The Night Fox is fun. People don't like Ocean's 12 because they don't rob a freaking casino again.
Ah, okay.
But then in Ocean's 13, they rob a casino again, and people are like, oh, that one sucked. They did the same thing as the first one. And it's just...
So no matter what, it's wrong.
Yeah,
okay.
but
so that makes me want to watch those movies,
I enjoy
especially
them.
when that's the idea behind it.
I mean, pretty
where
much.
most people are upset about it. Which, okay. I'd give them a
I
shot. 12 and 13.
I can put any of the three on pretty much at any time and, watch, background, sit and enjoy it, whatever. And in 12, they run around Europe, so it's fun. All right, so that is Ocean's 11. Congrats on at least remembering George Clooney and his name, Danny Ocean, throughout.
I did, yeah. I remember Danny Ocean.
And wait until one of the sequels, they actually say, they don't say the name of the actual movie, but they say Ocean's 11 in one of the sequels.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know if that counts for your love of when they say the movie title in the movie.
It's like a callback, though, so I'm sure I would
So you're
enjoy
here
it.
for
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We'll see what happens next week.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed Ocean's 11. Hopefully everybody enjoyed your review of Ocean's 11. Thank you for sitting down and watching it and taking the notes, even though, you didn't remember everybody's name. It's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. You remembered the movie instead of trying to focus on
That's
Linus.
right. I got the majority of the plot there.
That's right.
The important parts, anyways.
Frank, you got Bernie Mac.
Yeah, I got Frank, so we're good. All right. It's time for Thought of the Day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day. If you were a new listener, like any time in the last... If you never listened to us when we were in New Mexico, that is from a thing that I just can't shake. Thought of the Day is a segment we've been doing for years.
Yes.
That's how I always introduced it, and I can't not. I have tried.
You have to sing it.
I have tried and tried and tried and tried to not do this anymore.
No, you have to.
It just comes out.
Yeah,
at this
you
point.
have to.
It's sort of muscle memory.
All right. So we're recording this. The solar eclipse was earlier today.
April 8th.
Yeah. Humans are the only species on Earth smart enough to understand and appreciate the solar eclipse. We are also the only species stupid enough to go blind from it.
Yup.
And that's all you need to know
That
about
is,
humans.
That's about it. That's about it.
Luke, you gonna leave us with a
boy.
laugh?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Let's see if I can get the pictures up on Spock here on the new computer. There we go.
Pictures. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a slide. Yeah, well, I screenshotted them today because it makes it a little bit smoother sometimes.
Okay.
What do you call a soup made entirely from ingredients extracted from the atmosphere?
I don't know.
A broth of fresh air.
That's stupid.
I can't take my dog to the park anymore. The ducks keep biting him. I should have known this would happen. He's a purebred.
Oh, come on.
Just the disappointment that you didn't see that coming.
I don't want to talk about it.
In a safety meeting at work, they asked me what steps I'd take in a fire. Apparently, really big and fast ones was the wrong answer.
I would agree with that.
Really big and fast ones.
Yeah.
I was told I could look at the eclipse through a colander. I tried, but it strained my eyes.
That's so bad.
I'm so happy.
Why? You can't be happy.
The purebred one, though, you're pissed at because I could tell.
I am a little
how did
pissed
I not
about
see that coming?
Yeah.
The ducks were biting him.
Yeah. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
Wait till we see dog owners near the pond now and be like, is that a purebred? Keep them away from the ducks. And then
Please
you're going to
don't.
be mortified.
Please
That's
do not
be
do
a lot
that.
Of fun.
No. Please.
All right. Looking forward to your robotic hand gadgets.
That's right.
Definitely excited for those answers. Luke and Naomi on air on Facebook, on YouTube. Everywhere. Just Google Luke and Naomi on air.
We come up.
That we do. All right. Have some fun this week. We'll be back with episode 75 next week. We'll figure out what movie we're going to do. Have some fun. Be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.